Welcome to the Player Way Podcast, your video game podcast covering gaming reviews, news, and more. I'm your host, Johnny Murr here, and welcome to the first episode in a restructured format that we are going to be debuting today. And this episode may be the start of something greater, and we'll kind of get to that later. But there's going to be a lot of things happening. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, and we're just trying to make this podcast better than it already is, because I know it's so great. I mean, it's such an amazing podcast, right? But I'm here joined with co-host Prater. What's going on?
Hello. Welcome to the podcast.
That's
everybody.
Right.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, we got a ton of exciting things to talk about today, this week. We have, like I said, a restructured format, and so what I mean by that is we're actually going to be breaking these things down in segments and not just kind of like rambling on, going from topic to topic, just deciding what we want to do, sometimes not sharing what we want to talk about.
We're going to do our best anyway.
Right, right. But we do have an itinerary with multiple different segments. We're going to be playing a mini game at the end of this. We're going to be doing our reviews. I have a fun little segment that I'm going to be doing. And then we're going to be breaking down some of the news that happened throughout the week. That way we just get a little bit of everything in the episode instead of just certain podcasts just being all focused on one thing or not really having a focus at all. So we're going to be doing that. But then also we do have an announcement at the end of the podcast that we will talk about for a little bit. But for the most part, welcome to Player Way. This is April 17th, 2025, time of recording this. So I'm really much looking forward to getting it in to this podcast with Jordan. How are you feeling, by the way?
As far as what?
Like, just like, you've been playing games and having fun, you know, been
Yeah, man. Work's been super busy, but you know, I've had a couple of shorter days this week. So that's been kind of cool. Been able to relax a little bit, catch up on some things that I've been lacking on. I'm a big game jumper, so you know I'm somebody that's been lacking a little bit on one of our key subjects today. But I've been putting in some hours,
putting in the work,
and it's all sort of came back to me from the start over the last few days. So feeling good. Been playing some other stuff too. It's been cool. But I'm glad to sort of be back. Doing this again. It's been a while since we've gotten together for one of these, so I'm looking forward to kicking this off again, and
many more
also for our future. You know?
Yes, many more to come. I've actually, but by the way, for anybody listening, if I've actually been battling a little bit of a sickness this week, so if my voice sounds extra deep and I sound extra sexy,
I was like, I mean, I know you were sick. Like, were you asking me if I was sick?
No, well, I mean, if you were sick, you know, best wishes, but no, I've been battling a little bit of a sickness, and so if I sound a little bit extra deep, extra sexy, then you know why. That was a fun sound. But anyway, we're not good. So here's the thing with the restructured format. Tradition is no longer here. We're no longer going to be doing tradition. And in which case, tradition was, I would ask, what have you been playing recently? The problem with tradition is not every week have we been playing something differently or have we been playing anything at all. And some weeks, tradition would be the games that we are about to do our review segments on. So, for that simple fact, tradition is no longer with us. And if we want to just talk about it, that is it's the opening portion of the podcast. When I ask, how are you doing, Jordan? If you just want to say, y'all been playing some Planet Coaster 2 recently, like I have been, then, you know, I'll say that. But tradition's no longer here. It just keeps it a little bit more easier to put in the topics throughout the whole podcast. So, with that being said, Jordan, if you have nothing else to say, we are going. Well, you do have something to say. Miles Morales.
True. Yeah. So I had realized. Apparently, I'd always thought that I had platinumed all of the Spider-Man games, and apparently that wasn't true. I've been a big fat phony liar for all this time to people that I've been telling that to, and I found out I actually hadn't platinumed PS4 or PS5 Miles Morales. So I last weekend just did a quick download and put a quick new game plus story mode playthrough on it, and had to do a couple of small like Venom challenges and stuff. But boom. got my platinum. So I've now actually not made a
Venom.
liar out of myself. The Venom powers. That's what his electric powers are
Oh,
called.
okay. I was thinking symbiote Venom. I'm like, what? He wasn't in that
Yeah.
game.
I always thought it was kind of odd that it was called Venom powers because
Yeah.
Venom's already a thing in the Spider-Man universe.
Is
But
it spelled
whatever.
VONUM or V?
Pretty sure I'm almost dead certain it's spelled exactly the same way.
Huh. Interesting.
So yeah,
Interesting. But anyway.
yeah, got that plat.
Anyway, let's get in to our first topic where we're gonna be doing some reviews. We got a bunch of games that we've been playing recently. Unfortunately, like all three of these, only one of them Jordan can really speak on. He actually does have something to say about one of them. That isn't like mainly his, but we do have 3 games we're gonna be talking about. There have been a lot of games recently. My dog's barking. Sorry if you hear that. We're gonna start off with South of Midnight. So South of Midnight, Compulsion Games, Xbox game, day 1 into Game Pass. A nice little. Took me about 12 hours to fully complete. I did like as much exploration in that game as possible. There was not a lot, and so the exploration that I did do, I enjoyed it. It wasn't really much. It was just to get more upgrades. Really, that's really all it was for. It is genuinely a straight shot game. Like, it is linear as can be. It is chapter based. And so there are no side quests whatsoever. It is as straight shot as can be. And it is a action and adventure game with some platforming, with some combat. Very heavily story based. The story it takes inspiration from the Deep South, setting wise. And it tackles a lot of different fairy tales and folk tales and legends that are known around those deep South parts. And it follows the character named Hazel, who basically loses her mother in a flood, and you have to go and try and find her. And you just end up going on this huge journey throughout the Deep South, meeting a ton of other characters and stuff. Until you find a resolution. But look, this game was announced about 3 years ago at an Xbox showcase, and the original teaser trailer was like a really cool setup for, we have a really unique art style. We have a really unique art style, boom. And hey, we're doing a game based in the Deep South. That's really all we heard of, like, that's really all the trailer set up. It showed like a character or two. It showed you the art style, and it was like, okay, we're going to the Deep South. Interesting. And it was Compulsion Games. Compulsion's Games' last game was We Happy Few, which was before they were acquired by Xbox. Meaning this was Compulsion Games' first attempt at a big AAA game under the Xbox umbrella. The next time we saw this game was a year later at the Xbox Showcase again, in which case they actually showed gameplay. In which case it definitely didn't wow people like I think they were thinking. And it was just because, number one, the art style slapped. I mean, that was the unquestionable thing. Like, I said this in it was a podcast a while ago. I was like, no matter how good all the aspects are of this game, I feel like the visuals are going to carry this game no matter what. Not because the other aspects are bad, because the visuals are just that good. Like, like you can tell the visuals were just going to be the best part about this game. Actually, I may redact that statement afterwards, which is kind of crazy. Not that the visuals are bad. No, there's still some goated visuals, man. Some crazy top tier visuals. I think the best part about this game is the audio and music. It is quite honestly magnificent what they were able to do. Like, there's not words in the dictionary that I can use to comprehend how much I love the music. Not only is it just like technically like really amazing what they were able to do with it, but just for the purpose it serves in the game is just like, it does so much. There are so many moments in the game, because one of the big issues with this game, and I'll get into in a second, is it is repetitive and it is kind of not, it is slow at times. But what they do is they put amazing audio and music in those moments. So even during those moments, you're not just completely left in boredom. Like there were so many moments where I'm just like walking down a path doing nothing, and this beautiful song just starts playing, and I'm just sat there like, I'm glad I'm playing this right now because this just feels so nice because the visuals are stunning and the music is amazing, and it's just a feel good game. Mix that with a story that I think is pretty solid. I didn't love the story, like the overall plot. I think there are certain plot lines and certain character arcs and certain things that I'm like, oh yeah, this was a good moment. I really like this character. I really think this was great. I think the characters in the game are really good. I think the overall plot, like the actual like point A, like this is the end goal, and then the point B, the end goal. I don't think there was a huge payoff for all that. I think everything in between the characters you meet, the things you do, is what makes the story worthwhile. You will meet characters that have certain backstories, that have certain connections to those fairy tales and folk tales and legends that I think bring up some strengths within the writing, because the writing is great and the voice actors really help deliver it. The voice acting is amazing in this game, and that's also why the characters are so good. I just think the actual like plot it's just all right. Like you lost a loved one, you have to go find the loved one, you end up getting this really big bad, you meet a mysterious dude along the way, and that's it. I think the big part where the story fails for me, not fails, that's a harsh word, where it under delivers a little bit for me. I just don't feel the payoffs were as good as they could have been. This game ends so abruptly. It really does feel like you're about to get an epilogue, and there's just not. Like they bring up all these different plot lines, and then there's like all these big like mystery reveals and stuff, and then it just boom, credits, and you're like, wait, so what was that all about? What was this guy's deal? Wait, what happened to her? Like it just ends, and it is kind of really an abrupt moment. And then I do think some of those plot lines that happen throughout, I just wish they put a little bit more time on it, because there are some moments where it was like really emotional, and I feel like they left it a little bit too quickly, where if they would have just sat on it and let it sizzle a little bit more, it could have hit even harder. But for the most part, I don't think there's any part that I would say, the story was bad. I think it was disappointing. It wasn't. The most disappointing thing about this game is its gameplay. And not even combat. I will go to the ends of the earth to say the combat is not the problem here. If you want to say combat's the problem here, then you have to say the combat is the problem for something like Kenna Bridge of Spirits or something. It is a very simple, straightforward combat system for a 10-hour game that is as linear as can be. I think the problem is the way the game is gameplay structured. Whereas, you have this parkour section, you have this puzzle section, you have 4 combat zones, and each chapter you just repeat that process over and over again. They never fully commit to doing puzzles, they never fully commit to doing parkour, they never fully commit to combat. It's just like, hey, here are pieces of gameplay that most games have, let's put it in there. And I think that is why it ends up becoming repetitive, and why the gameplay is the worst part. I don't think it is solely because of the combat. I don't think it is solely because of the parkour. I don't solely think it is because of the puzzles. I just think the way it was structured, the way it was formatted, the way it was paced was just poorly. Speaking of, if they make a sequel to this game, which I really hope they do, I would love to see them do a bigger focus on puzzles. The puzzles that are in this game, I'm like, there is something here. There is something here. Like they have systems in this game, some abilities where I'm like, they could utilize puzzles in this game really well, and they just didn't. And so I would really love to see them focus a little bit more on puzzles. But overall, this game, on a artistic and visual standpoint, is just incredible. Technically, it is incredible. The music is dang near flawless. The audio is dang near flawless. The visuals are amazing. The story's really, really good. The voice acting, characters are really well done. The gameplay is okay. I really, really enjoyed my time with this game. I know Jordan has something he told me yesterday that I want him to share, but Like I'm super glad I played this game, and I recommend this game to everybody. I did give it an 8 out of 10, and I did put it on the, I think I gave it a B tier rating. I think, but that is great. 8 out of 10 is great on our player weight scale. So, that is how I scored it. But yeah, absolutely, really enjoyed my time with this one.
Yeah, the coolest thing about this game is that it's purely like one, two clips of it have made me, consider, maybe getting Game Pass again and seeing if maybe my PC can handle it on lower settings because my rig's starting to age a little bit. But just
Yeah.
to see if I can get an experience of it because I don't have an Xbox or anything. But I also could just go ahead and get an Xbox too. But it's titles like this where there are a couple things about it you see after they come out that though it may not hit completely from beginning to end, you just see promise in it purely off of the things that it does hit in.
Mm-hmm.
And something like emotional and authentic voice acting, as well as accompanied by really good OSTs with the music, is just something that makes a very average game good. And it makes a good game great, and it makes a great game amazing, and et cetera, et cetera. And there is a scene that I saw in this game. Um, I guess the song is directly relative to whatever quest you're on. I didn't see the thing before it, so I don't know like if it's actually, but that's kind of what it sounds like based off of the guy that was playing it when he was talking about it. And it's this just really just emotional song. Is the whole game at night?
No.
No, okay. Um, so it's set at night, so you're in the swamp because it's deep south type stuff, muggy swampland type stuff experience, and you just hear this beautiful, soulful, rich, deep woman's voice coming through singing this just absolutely beautiful song. And it was after you realize what happened that you go back and you watch that clip again, and then you realize it's singing about what it's doing and how gorgeous the voice is, how lovely the just like magic experience of it is, because it's it's not just a real life type simulator. There's like magic and monsters and type things like in this. So the things that happen coming together with the music pairing involved, instead of it just being music playing over a track, like what you're doing is the music within that too. And that scene was just so well done that I watched that clip 4 or 5 times and just not wept or anything, but welled up a little bit just because that part was so well done. And I could just imagine that there's probably parts within the rest of that game that are just as well done, if not better.
Yeah.
And I would also like to, if anything, just maybe watch a playthrough of it. I don't know who I would
Yeah.
watch. Maybe even one like without commentary, just to sort of see if there's a full playthrough on it, just to get like an experience of it at least to know sort of what happens. But
Yeah.
um, I would like to see a follow up for it if it's how it how it's been described to me from you and a couple other people.
Yeah. I think yeah. I love what you said about the music because um I love when games specific like I think there are levels to an OST, right? I don't think like there are. It's really hard to compare OSTs sometime because I would put this game and something like Mario OSTs on the same level, but for two completely different reasons, right? Mario music is it just it's vibes. It just makes everything more exciting, makes everything more upbeat, colorful, Nintendo magic. Whereas this OST, it pushes its narrative and it pushes like the scene that you're in. Like that scene would not hit as well as it is without that music. Um Whereas I feel like there are a lot of things in Mario where you could just take this scene's Mario music and put it in there, and it would still just be a bop, right? And so I think where this game really strives, and this is another reason why I love Alan Wake 2. I know, but I playing through this game, I couldn't help but like not make comparisons. Is when studios find artists to genuinely just make full on songs for chapters in their game, for the story, for the themes, for the things that you are doing, you can tell they are trying to tell you something. And that was the same way it was with Alan Wake 2. There was like 18 songs that were made by 18 different artists that played after every single chapter. And each song was basically like furthering story and narrative of that chapter that you just played. And it's just like they really went the extra mile to try and tell you something. And that is exactly what this game felt like. Like you said, there are moments where you are doing something and the song is like literally telling you what you're doing or like why this is happening. And I just love that. Like it really just it helps hit deep. And so, yeah, absolutely loved it. South of Midnight. Actually, that's one more thing I would like to say is I will say I think this score, my score 8 out of 10. I feel like this is definitely a game where if it hits for you, this could be a 9.5. This could be a 9 out of 10. If it didn't hit for you, this might be like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I'm a little bit in the mix because what I want to say is this game tackles some really heavy topics. Some really heavy topics. Some deep topics. Some might even be uncomfortable topics for certain people. I think if you relate to some of those topics, if you understand some of those topics, or you have knowledge of those topics, this game may hit for you on a different level completely than what it might hit for someone else. And I do feel like this is a game where it is very artistic heavy. And so if it hits for you, this will probably be one of your favorite games of the year. Because it is really well done in those aspects. I think for me, where somebody, those specific plot points or topics don't necessarily resonate with me. I understand everything, but like I'm not from the deep South. I was kind of unaware of a lot of these legends and folktales. I still understood what they were trying to do, and I think they did a great job. But I could see somebody who, if they can really relate to this will be an insane experience. Yeah, very, very good stuff from Compulsion Games over there. But Jordan, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
So I actually talked about Assassin's Creed Shadows on the last podcast. I'll kind of regurgitate some of the things that I've said after you, but I'm gonna let you have the floor. I'm gonna let you talk about it. Do whatever you got to do.
Sure. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is an experience that I can 100% understand not everybody being about. But for someone who is I am about Assassin's Creed Shadows, okay? I bought this shirt. I spent real money on this shirt. I like it enough that I paid for it full price. Cool. It is, right? Cool. Isn't that kind of neat? I like it. It like blends in too. I like when designs of stuff are like seamless with the shirt and it doesn't look like it's a thing printed on a shirt, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, like, you know, like it doesn't have like an outline of a print. But anyway, moving on. Your merch is cool anyway. But yeah, I can get why people still don't relate to Assassin's Creed any longer because they are not the original games. And it's for that reason that someone kind of like me, who's a bit in the minority of the other side of it, that's kind of why I like the newer games, because they're not the older games. I wasn't good at the older games because I wasn't really good at video games when those older games were coming out. I played sports titles. I played Madden. I played Call of Duty. I didn't explore story modes. I didn't invest myself in freaking history, storytelling, and magic, and like all sorts of things like that. And stealth. That wasn't a thing. Stealth wasn't a thing for me. All that kind of, that wasn't my gameplay. I was bad at gaming. That's on me. I went back a little bit and I played some of the older titles, and I've never beaten any of the first like 4 or 5 games, whatever. But I've put a good amount into the second game. I've put a good amount into what's the one with the brother and sister?
Syndicate.
Syndicate. I played a good like 4 or 5 hours of that one. That one was fun. I like the gameplay and mechanic. I just never stuck to those games. Personally, I didn't stick to them until they turned into like sort of wild, so much stuff to do, like action RPG. No, it's not the original thing, but to me, Assassin's Creed Shadows like scratches an itch of what Assassin's Creed started to turn into, as far as turning into fun open world RPGs with just a bunch of stuff to do. Because you immerse yourself into a 200-hour experience, because you do have to do everything. You have to grind to like build up your like skill and experience. Like they level out the areas to make sure that you can't just like run your way through the game. Like you actually have to be like leveled up to be able to play in the later parts of the maps, because the enemies are harder, the bosses are harder. You can't just assassinate anybody because you want to. Like games that allow me to grind my way to get to the end of it, but also allow me to just you know go through camps and go through castles and loot and loot and loot and loot, and just give me more. Give me more. How much more money? How OP can I get? How all of this can I get? And it scratches that itch. And you take all that away from it, and you get connected to a story of 2 characters that, if yeah, honestly, I like both of them. I like both of their stories. I like both of where they play from. I know the general consensus of people that I've heard tend to like Yasuke's story and Yasuke's gameplay a little bit more than Naoe's, and I can see where people would like that. But I'm going to tell you what, if you play all the way through just chapter 1 alone, and you don't sort of shed a tear at the emotional ending of chapter 1, with the relationship of her and Junjiro coming together, that part is so freaking gorgeous that honestly I hesitated when I got the ability to play with Yasuke, because I just experienced all of this. It took me 25 hours to beat chapter 1. That's how long it took me, because that's how much I was just fiddling around doing nothing. So I didn't even get access to Yasuke for the longest time. So I go through and grind all of this up, kind of mess with the base building a little bit, play around with that, which that's fun. That's also something like sort of tedious and fun to like sit and do if you just want to play a game and do nothing. It's like getting on Grand Theft Auto and just driving around for 2 hours. You're not playing the game. You're just grinding. You're just doing your thing, and this game has that. It has all the characteristics of making your way through the story mode, but you can also just sit and do nothing, because you are plopped in a setting of Japan where you can sword fight and sneak around and kill people or not kill people. I think it lacks a little bit on like cosmetics. I think it's sort of highlights a little bit in the paid cosmetics because of how cool they are. So I think some of the like in-game, but again, I haven't gone all the way through the in-game, so there might be some later stuff that I might find that might be a lot cooler than what I found now. But yeah, the emotional connection that I had with Naoe's story, and then you get the ability to like pick Yasuke after chapter 1, after just going through everything I went through, with the story of being told that you killed Junjiro's father. Spoiler alert, game's been out for a while. You killed Junjiro's father, and he wanted to kill you while you were in your coma, but he forgave you, and then he ran away from you because of a decision that you can make. There's also decisions like stuff in it too, where it can like alter your story. Like this itches so many scratches for me, and I think the hate is a little bit paid for, if I'm honest. I can get why it's not everybody's game, but I'm having a blast. I know it's not necessarily a thorough review just yet. But you know, I play games differently than a lot of people. I sit and take my time with every title, especially if it's a game that'll let me take my time with it. I'm 200 hours into Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I still haven't touched that game. I feel like I'm finally in the second map in that one, but you know, like you let me take my time, you let me grind in a game that's immersive and storytelling. Assassin's Creed gives you that. It's also, the music is great. The music is good. The battle music's good. The sneak music is good. Yasuke's music, when you finally get to play as him, and it's like the build up, like emotional, that part is cool. That part was really awesome. I wish it would let you. I wish it would do that more. Whenever you're like, if you just decide to like run through a camp, I wish it would just play that like heavier type stuff more. Like it doesn't do that. You know, I get it's just the emotion of like what's happening like in the story. But you know what? If you're gonna give me that, give me that. You know what I mean? Let me go on with some dude in the background just yelling at me. But anyway,
Yeah.
I could go on and on. But to me, I'm having a blast with it. I can see why it's not everybody's cup of tea. I think it sort of has the same sort of scenario of what Valhalla sort of does to me. It's a game that, again, if they didn't have to call it Assassin's Creed, if they would have let Assassin's Creed die and they would have just started making games, like if they would have just made a game called Valhalla and it would have been just a Viking game, people would have raved over it. If this game would just be called Shadows and they just made a samurai game, people would love it. They
Yeah.
would. And I think that's where I mentally can separate it, because I've been telling myself that since Valhalla.
Hmm.
This is clearly not an Assassin's Creed game. I think Odyssey was honestly, you know, like pushing the limits of still not quite an Assassin's Creed game. Or Origins kind of did it too. Like I said, whenever it started to go to like the RPG, but like Valhalla really did it. And you know, because it had that AC logo on it, it was like, man, it's getting just so skewed because they have to see that moniker on there. And if you can separate that from it and just look at it as a Japan setting samurai shinobi ninja type game, it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. It's not the hardest game on the planet. It's not Sekiro. It's not Ghost of Tsushima. It doesn't have those characteristics, but it's not trying to be. You know, and at least I don't think it's trying to be. You can say there's characteristics and inspiration from Ghost of Tsushima, especially in like the early gameplay of it. There are like story marks that sort of hit on point for like the first like 2 hours of the game, but we don't have to get into that. But you know, once you like branch out of that, the game's not trying to be Ghost of Tsushima. It's definitely trying to do its own thing, I think. But with inspiration from, you know, what people want out of a Japan-based samurai ninja game. So I think if we can just sort of take off a couple of masks that the game has on it prematurely when people walk into it, you can have a really fun time with this game. I know a few other people have, but I know there's a handful of people that I know, you know, both from work and personal, that just didn't like the game. And it's fine. It's fine if you don't, but I think if you do, I can see why someone would. But I could also see why someone wouldn't, depending on how you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a solid 8 out of 10, I think, right now. Lacks a little bit, but you know, I'm one chapter in. I don't even know how many chapters the game has. This may be a 200-hour game for me by the time I get to the end of it. So you know,
yeah, who knows? No, that's awesome though. I'm glad, and also like not even just like for you, but like the game's doing well. Like the game was reviewed pretty well.
yeah.
It's been selling pretty well. So no matter how the people who don't like it think, including myself, like the game did well. So that's always great news. I mean, I could hate a game, but I never want a game to fail, because that just hurts me.
I don't want to see Ubisoft die. I don't.
Right, literally.
I really don't. You know, maybe do they deserve it after so long? Potentially, but like, I don't want to see any of them die out. especially something that has brought us so many fun and like successful series. Like Assassin's Creed's not the only one that these guys have made. So I don't want to see the success of one series going downhill alter the way like anybody looks at Ubisoft games, but it has. And unfortunately Ubisoft, because of what Assassin's Creed games have sort of turned into, along with the other one, they've sort of taken like the same trend, and I don't want to see that happen. So I think Shadows was an interesting step in a direction that I hope means better news for the coming years.
Yeah.
Even if they just take maybe just stop, maybe just stop if this is successful, and you don't have to go away. Maybe just don't immediately go into Assassin's Creed. Let's make like 5 or 6 games and like pad some timing in between Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And like then revisit Assassin's Creed.
Well, we already have the next one announced, so.
I know.
Yeah. It's called Hex. It's supposed to be a horror game.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm actually pretty excited for that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think I saw that.
It's supposed to be based around the like witch trial era.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, it'll be pretty. It's not supposed to be
like
an open world. It's supposed to be like a whole new like genre of Assassin's Creed. Like it's not going to be open world. It's not going to be like classic Assassin's Creed. It's going to be like a whole new thing. They're saying like horror-esque. So I'm actually pretty excited.
X.
Yeah.
Oh, Hexe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
How
pretty
have I
excited.
not heard about this?
It was announced the same day as Shadows, so it got like completely like
March 20th. Also dual pro tags. Okay. Maybe. Is that what it says?
I don't know about that one. I don't remember. But anyway.
Neat.
So,
anyway. But yeah, that's my take on Shadows.
Yeah, I mean, like, one thing I always come back to is like.
I'll be back to talk about it when I beat it.
Right. Is like if somebody asked me, because I'm not a fan of Last of Us Part 2. I'm pretty sure that is a known
lying.
thing.
He loves it. It's
no,
his favorite game.
I'm pretty sure that is a known thing on this channel. But if somebody asked me, would you rather have liked Last of Us Part 2 or have Naughty Dog close? I'm choosing liking Last of Us Part 2 because I don't want a studio to fail. I don't want a franchise to fail. Whether I like a game or not, every game, not everyone is going to like a game, right? Mm-hmm. That is just a simple fact. Unless your name is like Mario Galaxy or something, right? Not everybody is going to like your. There are even Galaxy haters out there, right? Not everyone is going to like your game. Where it starts to become an issue in communities and social medias when people are literally hoping for companies and workers' downfall. When it's like, this studio should have been closed games ago. They should have stopped Assassin's Creed games ago. It's like, no, because we're still getting products, whether you like it or not, people are enjoying. There are people out there who do enjoy it. I personally, unfortunately, just did not click with Assassin's Creed Shadows. But I am so glad Jordan's enjoying it. I know one of my friend Christian's enjoying it. I know another one of my friends, Austin, did not enjoy it. So it really is just like, it just depends on if you like the game or not. And it's not like, there's this big agenda or political stance that you have to take on it. It's just, I didn't really enjoy it. I'll just go the next thing. But when you start hating on something is when it becomes a bigger issue. But yeah. But no, that's awesome to hear. That you are absolutely digging Assassin's Creed Shadow. I
am indeed.
The next game we're going to be talking about is Blueprints, which is actually the highest reviewed game of the year so far. It is an indie game. And I am right at the end. I just cracked the Omega clue of the game, to where I have now reached that final area that I have to go to. So I am like knocking on the door of the credits. But the thing is, I have 20 hours in this game already. I just started playing like 4 or 5 days ago, And I don't think the credits are actually the end of this game, because it's not. Because I see the end. I see how to get to the end, because this is a puzzle game. I see how to get to the end, and I know by going to that end, that is not going to answer every question and solve every puzzle that I found this game, because I have a list of like 5 of them. So I'm super duper excited to play it. But if you guys don't know what Blueprints is, this is, by the way, it's spelled blue, and then second word, Prince, Prince, which is a play on word for blueprints, like the architecture, and then the obviously prince, like the heir of the throne. This is a roguelike puzzle game. The way I explain it to everybody is, if you combine Hades with the game Clue, and that is what you get. You get a game where you are exploring this house with multiple different rooms. Each rooms give you different items, different currencies, and you do use these roguelike elements. At every room you go into, you get to choose between a couple of options to help you level up or gain more of certain things. And throughout your journey, every run, so right now I'm on day 26, right? You start on day 1. Each day you just repeat the whole game pretty much. There will be certain moments where you reach a milestone that will give you permanent upgrades, which will make your life easier in the long run. But this game really came out of nowhere. Nobody had it on their bingo card for being the highest rated game of 2025. Nobody really had it on the bingo card of most anticipated game of the year. It was kind of just an indie game that we were like, yeah, looks interesting. And whoever plays it, but it ended up going big time. And when I saw the review scores, I was like, really? Man, that's so crazy. I just see these random games can just get these insane 10 out of 10s and 9 out of 10s everywhere. And so I was like, you know what? I'll try it out. Yeah, this game is phenomenal. This game is genuinely, I've not tried anything like it ever. I don't really know how I feel about the game, in terms of a score. And so I'm not going to give it a score yet. I will tell you right now, it's in the range of 9 to 10. It is in that range. But I think no matter where that score is for me, this will be a game that I will not forget. This will be a very memorable experience, because it is so unique, so fun. It is so addicting, and to the point, there are very few games where the minute I stop playing, I go on YouTube to watch breakdowns and people play it and their reactions to certain things that I discovered. And I think just this game, on a gameplay design standpoint, is mind-blowing. There is so much connective tissue in this game that you will see this random letter carved out on this stone that you saw 20 hours ago, and you finally put it in this puzzle that you would have no idea goes there, and somehow they make it make sense. And it's just like, wow, that's so smart. And it's the fact that they thought about all this, everything just works so well together, with the currencies you have, with the rooms that you can choose from, with the way the game is structured from a map standpoint, from a progression pacing standpoint. It is just so well done. They really just knocked out the park. Yeah, I honestly can't say enough good things about this game. The only thing I am not loving the game about is there is a lot of RNG in this game, which for it being a puzzle game can kind of be annoying at times, because you can solve the puzzles, and each run takes depending on how quickly you lose or not, each run can take up to 30-40 minutes. And so if you're trying to solve puzzles, sometimes you have to go to this room to figure out a certain piece of this puzzle, or go to another room. But if the RNG just screws you up, then you have to do it all over again before you even get the answer. Or sometimes to complete a puzzle, you need a certain thing, and the RNG just won't give it to you, so you just can't complete the puzzle. And so I think the RNG is the only part of it I don't love, and which is it's okay because roguelikes are like that. Roguelikes just have RNG like by default. It's what makes a roguelike a roguelike. But I like I said, I think it's just because this game is a puzzle game, it can come to annoying. There is no like Returnal. Oh, I got a gun I don't like as much. That's unlucky. I can still use the gun, right? It'll just be worser than what it could be. Whereas in this game, if you don't get what you want, you genuinely get screwed and you just can't do certain things. So that's like really my only issue. But otherwise, I think that this game is undoubtedly one of the best games of the year so far. I would not be shocked if this is the indie game of the year nomination. Like not even indie game of the year, like the category. I could see this game being nominated for game of the year later on because there's that many people raving about it.
Pull a Balatro, you think?
Yeah, I think this is this year's Balatro and Hades. I really do. And you know what's so funny? For all of you people who say roguelikes haven't reached that level of eliteness, all 3 indie game of the year nominations have been roguelikes. Hades, Balatro, and maybe Blueprints. That's roguelikes for you. Roguelikes are great. If they are done well, they are amazing. So for all of you roguelike haters out there, look, the stats speak for itself, all right? But anyway, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about Blueprints. Absolutely loving it. Can't wait to try and finish it. We'll see if everything stacks up well. But all right, let's go ahead and go into our next segment. Or actually, I'm gonna do a little bit of a new segment that I'm introducing in this week's episode, which will come into play every episode. This will only be a very short 5 to 8 minute long segment where I'm basically going to be taking 2 or 3 games every single week and doing a little review on it. These are games that I've played in the past that I've either did a review but wasn't doing it in the current format, or a review that I now need to bring to put it on the website. And what this segment is for is to unveil scores and reviews to put on my website. As you guys don't know, we do have an official Playerway website where I have a bunch of reviews, release calendars, a bunch of connections with a lot of social connections and stuff like that. And on the website reviews is I have these pictures that I make. This is going to be a really weird. Hang on, I just remembered I have to put a image thing on here. But I have to put these little pictures of my reviews on there. And I have 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025 on there. And I have no games for 2022, 2023, and I only have a couple for 2024. Obviously, as 2025 goes on, I'll fill it out more. But instead of just doing a bunch of reviews all at once or just flooding it or making a bunch of videos, I just thought every podcast, let me just do a couple reviews and put them on the website afterwards. That way I can slowly fill up the website and get up a bunch of content out there. So the 2 games that I am going to be reviewing today are, and these are 2 completely really weird, like completely opposite end of the spectrum games. But the first one is going to be Kirby and the Forgotten Land on the Nintendo Switch. I am giving this game a 9 out of 10. A tier, amazing. And as you guys see here, I'll read it for audio listeners. The blurb says, with Kirby's first big step into 3D, it's a home run. New exciting abilities, new unique areas, and new ways to play. Level design and bosses are well done, and the music and visuals are a delight. It's hard to find things to hate about Kirby and the Forgotten Land. If the next 3D Kirby game fleshes things out and makes the difficulty a little higher, 3D Kirby may be one of the best platformers out there. Yeah, this game, I've been saying this for a while. When I first played this game, I was like, yeah, it's fun. It's cool. It's Kirby. Like, I enjoyed myself. But this game has aged like fine wine. The more I think about it, I'm like, man, you know what? I really had a blast with that game. I really enjoyed that game. And I feel like this game just keeps getting better over time because I'm reflecting on how much fun I had on it. And I think what the reason being is because I keep playing more platformers, and I'm realizing how much I enjoyed this one. And so, yeah, I think this game is actually amazing, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Now, the next game that I'm going to be doing a little review for, part journey that you go on. It captures a journey really, really well. It puts you in a world and scenarios that, even though it's so like it's obviously very fictional, even though it's based on like the Black Plague and like the rats and stuff like that, even though that was like a historical thing, I do believe. It makes you feel so like relatable, and it's so believable. Everything that's happening, it feels believable because it is such relatable characters. It is literally just about a sister who is trying to protect her sick little brother. That is what the whole game is about, and they just do it in such a great way. Like to me, Amicia and Hugo is on par with the storytelling you get from Kratos and Atreus. And I know that is a crazy statement because Kratos and Atreus are, I mean, some of the most beloved characters in gaming right now. I think Amicia and Hugo are just as good. Their chemistry, their writing, their character arcs are just so well done. You just can't help but love them. And then the game is just really fun too, with tons of puzzles, some really nitty gritty combat with it. And the game is beautiful. Requiem itself uses Unreal Engine 5, I do believe, and yeah, it's just stunning. I absolutely loved this game. For those of you who don't know, I also give Plague Tale 1 a 9.5 out of 10 as well. Both the games I think are phenomenal, and I think they just help both of them. Like, in my opinion, do not just play one of the games. If you are going to play one of them, you have to play both of them, because it will turn your experience so much better, because it is such a great two-part series. Not to say that you can't play one of them and it won't still be great, but do yourself a favor and play both of them. So there you go. There is this week's review roundup. My voice is getting cooked. You can already hear it. But we're going to go on to our next segment. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about some news. We're not going to spend too long on these. But the first one, the big one this week that everyone's talking about, Oblivion Remastered, has pretty much, as close to official as we can get without it actually being officially announced, it's pretty much been revealed. We've seen wallpapers, key arts, screenshots of the game. We know the studio working on it. This thing is real, guys. Like, we've pretty much gotten confirmation this week. This game is real. And the rumor has it that next week is the week. Next week is the week. And not only will it be revealed, not only will it be revealed next week, they're saying it may shadow drop next week. Meaning we may be playing an Oblivion Remastered next week, ladies and gentlemen. And these screenshots and wallpapers, oh, they look great. They look great. I am so excited for this. I've never played Oblivion. And I love Elder Scrolls. I love Bethesda games, so I have no doubt I'm gonna have an absolute blast of a time playing this. What's your like? How do you feel about Oblivion?
I'm looking forward to a remaster because I've tried to go back and play the game like vanilla, because the unfortunate part of my Oblivion experience was that I completely soft locked the only game that I ever put like real hours into. I turned myself into a vampire in my playthrough, and in the game, I'm not sure what all you know about Oblivion, but
not really much.
In the game you destroy Oblivion gates. And when I did that, when I came out of it, it was daytime. And I was losing health. And fun fact, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and when you're losing health, you can't fast travel. So I was too far away to get anywhere. All my old saves were either in the Oblivion gate or they were like hours back of
Wow.
progress, and it was like I'm not doing it. So I've tried. I've tried a handful of times over years since to just start a new playthrough, and I just never stick to it.
Mm.
So maybe seeing it with like some like next gen love and like sort of feel to it
Fresh coat
will
of paint.
be able to kind of let me redeem myself to Oblivion. So the idea of it seems intriguing, and I'm hoping that it will be good enough and look good enough that it actually keeps me you know in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Number one, we haven't gotten a Elder Scrolls game in a while, even though this isn't a new Elder Scrolls game. It will be for a lot
I
of people.
my
Um,
2 cents on the negative, as cool as an Oblivion remaster is, and as much as I'm looking forward to like giving it a shot, I just want the next game
right,
even more. So
right,
like, come on,
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
But hey, Oblivion remaster is gonna be really cool as a thing. So
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I don't really know like how to talk about this because, like I said, I don't really know much about Oblivion. I just know that like there is always this ongoing war. I hear in a ton of podcasts and a ton of communities like, what is the best Elder Scrolls game? Is it Morrowind? Is it Oblivion? Or is it Skyrim? And like they make so many great arguments for all three games. So I like for somebody who loves Skyrim, it's not like it's not like one of my fave. I was talking in third person for a second. It's not one of my favorite games of all time, but I love the crap out of it. I had an awesome time with it, and I have loved a lot of Bethesda games. I'm really curious to see what that argument is for Oblivion, and so I'm really just looking forward. I hope it's real. I hope it runs well. I hope it looks great. I hope it looks as good as it does. Because if it does, then yeah, I'm 100% there for it. That wallpaper already goes hard. It's on the thumbnail of the podcast. So if you want to see it, it's right there. I did edit in a little lightsaber in there, but that is not in the wallpaper, guys. All right, because
or is it?
right, because the reason I put a lightsaber in there is because this week another game was pretty much announced, being Star Wars Zero Company. Is it Zero Company or Company Zero? Zero Company.
Zero Company. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and this game, so for those of you who don't know, this is being developed by Respawn Entertainment, the studio behind the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order games. The company or the studio behind Titanfall and Apex Legends. They are developing for their first time ever a turn-based strategy game. And people are saying this is going to be on the level of like XCOM or Midnight Suns, which if that is the case, I'm excited. I really enjoyed Midnight Suns. I think Midnight Suns was completely underrated and overlooked. It just came out at a really bad time. And XCOM obviously has a huge fan base. What I am worried about is I hope this is not one of those like ARPGs where you're just like walking around and doing these like stupid strategy card things. Strategy games are very hit or miss for me. It really depends on the strategy they go for, the type of gameplay they go for. Where I have hope for this game is the fact that it is turn-based. The fact that it is turn-based gets me a little excited because when I think about that, I think of things like the recent Yakuza games. I think of Mario plus Rabbids. I think of Midnight Suns. I think of things like that. I think of Final Fantasy, things like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Baldur's Gate in a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, I think of things like that. They have not said what kind of strategy this game is. They have just said it is a turn-based strategy game. That could mean a lot of different things.
Yeah, and I think with like other games in the last couple of years, sort of setting the tone for how good turn-based games still can be. I'm hoping they're not. And I don't think they will. With who's making it, I
Right.
don't think they're going to take the piss out of it. I think they're going to put some heart and passion into it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm hoping. I'm going into it optimistically with the
Right.
news. I will say, when I first sort of like heard about it, it was like, ah, man, so it's not the
Yeah.
next Jedi game.
Yeah.
Pass,
Yeah.
pass. I am waiting for the third Jedi game so like so much, but hearing who's doing it, where it's coming from, what kind of game they're doing, how much love turn-based is getting. Like one of my biggest look forward to games coming up soon is to see how that drops is still Expedition 33. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing what turn-based
Yeah,
real
that's
time
another
and how they're
turn-based
going to
game.
turn
Yeah,
that
you're right.
on its head. Like there's these games giving so much love and putting so much more behind it, and trying to keep like that kind of genre of turn-based strategy alive to appeal to someone like me who didn't play those games growing up,
Yeah.
who didn't care for them. Like I played Pokemon. That was my turn-based game.
Yeah.
Like very you level up your Pokemon to 8 levels higher, and you kill any of them with one shot. That was my turn base. There was no strategy. I wasn't using Growl. I wasn't using Tail Whip. Give me Water Gun. Give me Bite. Give me Hydro Pump. I'm taking them all down in 1 to 2 shots. You know what I mean? Like
That's so
that was my
factual.
strategy.
That's so
Become
factual.
become OP and hit hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was my turn-based strategy.
See, imagine
Games now are turning that on its head for
Yeah.
someone like me, who that's all they did.
Yeah.
And they're making them cool because they're putting good voice acting behind it. They're putting cool graphics behind them. They're putting passion behind the art and the strategy. It's not just, oh well, you have to do it this way. No, you can do it 14 different ways and it's still going to work. You may struggle 7 out of those 14 ways, but you're gonna have a good time doing it. And that's kind of what I hope they do with Star Wars. I hope they make it something where it's not a formula of strategy. I hope it's a open forum of it. You know what
I mean, I will say, like, definitely temper expectations. Like, we're not getting a Baldur's Gate level kind of game.
No, but try.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? Try with what you can, and within your capabilities, to just look at what they did, look at what some other people are doing, and realize like what's working, like what isn't, and then like care about the context and subtext of what you're doing too. You're making a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Don't drop the ball.
Yeah. I mean, because they said it's a turn-based strategy game, which can mean a lot of things, but they didn't say it's an RPG. So that
Correct.
is like the okay. So that maybe narrows it down a little bit, but maybe they just haven't said it's an RPG yet, and it may be. Who knows? And so to me, this is when I think of that, I think okay, this is along the level of Midnight Suns, maybe Mario plus Rabbids, which I love those games, so I'd be completely down for. But what it is, it takes away that like create your own character. It takes away your being able to freely like explore everything, but it still gives you those character interactions, those dialogue moments, that voice acting, that narrative, right? And so I do really like that. I don't think you need to go for this big old open world, like give me like a million side quests. But I do think, like you said, like no, but like you said, don't make it formula based. Like, don't just be rinse and repeat level after level, complete the harder stage type thing, because that's not gonna move me. I am really intrigued about this game because Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time, like non-video game wise. So anything Star Wars related, my intention is always on it.
I don't think I knew that about you.
Really, you didn't know that?
I don't think so.
I mean, I have a full wall of like $200 lightsabers.
Yeah, no, I guess I just didn't.
Interesting. But yeah, I absolutely love Star Wars. It's my favorite media franchise of all time. So no matter what it is, Star Wars, you have my attention. So worst case scenario, you exceed my expectations here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really expecting something great, but I'm excited to see what it is. I will say, off the cover or whatever the little piece of picture that they revealed, I like the look of it. I like the name of it. Zero Company is a cool little name. And one thing I am very excited about, which as a Star Wars fan, this was like the first thing I noticed. We're in the Clone Wars here. And I find that really, really exciting because that is one of the best periods of Star Wars. So, very interesting to see what Respawn can do in the Clone Wars era. And as well, just I'm excited to see what Respawn's take on a turn-based strategy game is. Like, I don't know what Respawn can do. They've only made first-person shooters and action adventure games, so I have no idea what they're cooking here. So, I'm just really curious to see. We are going to be seeing this game on the 19th, I think, is when I saw. So we're going to be seeing this game in a couple days. Probably going to be doing a reaction to it. So stay on that. But yeah, very curious to see what we got for that. Anything else to say, Jordan?
I don't think so. I think we covered that pretty
Perfect.
good.
And then the last piece of news we're going to talk about is the Xbox Game Showcase 2025 officially announced, as well as the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. Couple things. Okay, we're not really going to do predictions here. If you guys came to this podcast thinking we were going to do our predictions, that is going to be a podcast closer to the showcase. But we are going to talk about what we think, like, just what our expectations are. And more importantly, I want to focus on the fact that Outer Worlds 2 is the Direct. Because I think that is what really threw me for a loop the most. But
I wanted Fable.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be, really.
Same.
And it wasn't.
You had me believe in it too.
Honestly, Outer Worlds 2 wasn't even on my
because we've been talking about it being the Direct for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't even Outer Worlds 2 wasn't even on my mind of being the Direct. I thought maybe if they wanted to go crazy, Gears would release this year and Gears would be it. I thought maybe they would pull another Call of Duty, which I would have hated it, but they would have done it. Maybe Forza Horizon 6 was coming out this year. They would do that as the Direct. I really did not think they would do Outer Worlds 2. I maybe even thought they were going to do like a third-party thing or like Ninja Gaiden 4. But nah, Outer Worlds 2. And you know what, though? Outside of it not being Fable, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it because the game does look really good. From what we've seen of the game, it looks really good. I'm a big fan of Outer Worlds 1. I was a big fan of Avowed that released earlier this year. I'm a massive fan of Obsidian. Give them the spotlight. Give them the proper marketing for this game that Avowed I feel like did not have. And let them cook. Let them cook. If it's not Fable, then show me that you have another big, massive RPG. I will be so down for that. I feel like this is a good one to have because I feel like expectations are kind of like at like a medium level for this game. Like, we're not expecting the greatest game ever, but we're not expecting a bad game. So if this Direct comes out swinging, we'll be like, yo, this game actually might be cooking. You know what I mean? So we'll see how I feel about that. I'm twisted sideways with this one because I was just not expecting it. How do you feel about Outer Worlds 2?
That's one that I wish I could be like completely honest about and have a stated opinion, but I didn't play Outer Worlds 1 at all.
Put that on our list for
yep. That'll have to be one for another
classified.
Another moment. That'll have to be one for another moment. But yeah, I it being the dedicated Direct to me is kind of throwing me for a loop just because again, how many freaking Xbox like expectant like veteran bangers are we expected to have in the next couple of years, and like Outer Worlds getting not to discredit anything for the game or Obsidian, but that was kind of like okay, so okay. But maybe they're gonna freaking just
knock out the park,
cook. Hard,
yeah, right,
bro.
Right.
Like just the most delicious orange chicken I could want. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna let me have it. You know what I mean? It's very possible that's coming. So
No, I mean,
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see why they're picking it. Is it something because they don't have anything to do for the other ones? Like, is is Playground just putting Fable on a their own confidential sort of thing as far as like leaving it there? Is is Gears of War also just not quite where it needs to be to like really focus on it yet,
Yeah, man. See,
or is the game just gonna really knock us out and Microsoft's like, you guys got to see this,
yeah. I
so
mean, yeah. There's so many questions for this Xbox Summer Showcase. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be an absolute banger. Last year's, I think, was one of the best events ever.
just don't not give me Fable, don't give me nothing,
I think they would be
give
crazy
me
to not do
something.
Fable. I think they would not be.
Give me 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Give me 4 minutes on Fable. Just like a small little developer talk, a little bit more gameplay, and just like a couple of details. Since you've delayed it, give us something.
yeah.
Give us. You've delayed it. You're not the direct. Give us. Just let me have it.
Well, I mean, I'll
I'm
tell you
biased,
right
but
right
let me
now,
have it.
if it's not at the Summer Showcase, it's 100% gonna be their Game Awards focus game. Like
Yeah.
they will bring it to the Game Awards. But what this showcase is going to do, it's going to set up the second half of this year, and it's going to set up all of 2026. Because whatever shows up at this showcase with a 2026 release date will get its spot in the Xbox Developer Direct at the January Direct that Xbox has been doing for the past 3 years. At the moment, we're thinking that's Gears. We're thinking that is Fable. We're thinking that is State of Decay 3. And we're thinking it's some other things as well. So it's really interesting what they're going to do with this. All I know is it's going to be a banger. It's going to be an amazing showcase. I feel like Xbox has kind of cracked the code on what makes a showcase like the best showcase. And so, I mean, it really last year was literally banger after banger after banger after banger. There was no shortage or no downtime in that event. It was just incredible game after incredible game. Even third party showed up in a massive way. So very, very excited for that. Predictions to come sooner rather than later. But let's go. I just got a Discord notification. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. All right. All right. So now let's get into our fun little mini game of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Jordan are going to be doing blind rankings to each other. Now we each have two. We chose our own categories, so we're not doing the same categories. We some of us may have even done themes for some of these things. But we have 2 blind rankings each with 5 options in each ranking. For those of you who don't know what a blind ranking is we give the other person, in this case, a game or a character, and they have to rank it 1 through 5 without knowing what comes next. So, for instance, if he gives me game A, and I think game A is the best game out of the 5 that he's going to give me, I'll put it 1. But I don't know that all the other games that he's going to give me. So he may give me one that I end up thinking is better than that one. So I kind of messed up. So I have to try and play it strategically. Like, he could give me one that's better, so I'll place it at 3. Or I think this will probably be the worst out of the bunch, so I'll put it at like 5 or 4, right? So it's really just ranking it 1 through 5 without knowing what comes next. That's the best way to put it. So we're going to get into it. So we're going to flip a coin to see who goes first. So, Jordan, heads or tails?
Tails.
Flip a coin.
It's heads.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Heads.
It's heads.
So you read me your list first?
Well, I guess I get to choose. I guess.
Okay.
I want to give you your list first.
Okay.
All right. So, Jordan, I want you to rank these 5 games, and the theme here is RPGs. And this does include JRPGs as well.
Okay.
So, your first one is Final Fantasy 16. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, okay. I actually enjoyed 16. I didn't take in the story by gameplay. I eventually just learned and took in what happened. That is one that I feel like I owe it to go back and play and beat fully through. I'm gonna pop 16 at a comfy 4.
4.
Yep.
All right, all right.
Yep.
All right. The next one I want you to rank. Mass Effect 1.
Five.
5?
Yeah. For 1, yeah. 1's really good. I'm also apparently kind of like a minority for that too, because a lot of people like have gone back and played 1 over the years and don't really like it. But I think that 1's pretty good. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna put it
The next
down.
one. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
So that's a big one for me, man. That is a really big one for me. I'm gonna put it at 2. I'm gonna put it at 2. Probably gonna hate myself for that, but I'm gonna put it at 2.
All right. So currently you have Mass Effect 1 and 5, FF16 and 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 2. You have the 1 and 3 spot open. Where are you going to put Witcher 3?
I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate because you're gonna hit me with something so obscure. You're gonna hit me with something so obscure. I feel like, and that's the risk that I'm worried about. But I'm gonna put it at 3. I'm gonna
Meaning
leave
whatever
1
this
for,
fifth game is your number 1.
yeah, I'm gonna leave 1. It's God. You're gonna give me like I don't know. I don't even know what you're
Your
gonna
number
give me.
1. Good job, Jordan. It's Fable.
Nice. Oh, I'll take it.
That was a really good
I'll
list.
take it.
Good,
I'll take
good
it.
job. Good job.
I will take it, dude.
So
yeah.
to recap, he has Fable at 1, Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 2, Witcher 3 at 3, FF16 at 4, and Mass Effect 1 at 5. Yeah. Okay, so is there anything you would change about the ranking now that you know all 5?
Here, let me actually write it down again.
Here, okay.
So we did Fable,
Odyssey,
AC Odyssey,
Witcher
Witcher
3,
3.
FF16, and Mass Effect 1.
Yes, I would change 2 and 3. I would make Witcher number 2, I would make AC number 3, and I would keep everything else the same.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So now, Jordan, you are going to hit me with one of your lists.
Okay. This one now I remember I said I was taking a little bit different take on it. So you may want to pull up like pictures maybe. I don't know
Okay.
what you
right.
want to do, but we are going to rank PS5 limited run controllers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So obviously you don't know which one's coming. They've done more than 5. So we're just gonna hit you with them
Go for it.
and sort of see where you're gonna put them. So we're gonna start with the Spider-Man controller.
Oh, actually, I don't need to pull a picture for that one. Hold on. Talk about this one right here.
Yes.
See, this is a good one because there's some really bad controllers out there. There's some really bad controllers. I mean, see, the thing is, I wouldn't be mad if this is high up because it is one of their better ones. I'm gonna put a respectable 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
A respectable 2.
We'll put Spider-Man at 2. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Okay.
Let's see how many of these I have.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
Where are you gonna stack the God of War controller?
I figured that one was gonna come out. Honestly, I have it right here. I honestly like it a lot. It's not as cool as the Spider-Man one, just because the Spider-Man one's a little bit more unique. So I'm gonna go 3 with it. I'm gonna go 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3.
Okay.
But I do like it a lot still.
Cool.
Obviously, because I bought it. So I'm not gonna buy something I don't like. So
Okay.
yeah.
Where
boy.
are you gonna stack the 30th anniversary edition controller?
I have it. I have this one too. Here it is. Here's the thing about this one. If I put it at number 1, I don't know anyone could argue with me about that. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, I mean, it's one of the most loved controllers.
It is really cool. I'm actually still really upset I never got mine.
Like, I feel like that is the correct number 1 in a certain way. The problem is, I personally like the other 2 more. Which I know is a crazy thing to say. But I don't have huge nostalgia.
Your ranking, man.
I don't have huge nostalgia for the PS1. So it's like, that's kind of it. See, but the problem is, the only reason I would want to put it 4 is because I feel like you have the Astrobot controller on here. Because I do think the Astrobot one is my favorite PS5 controller. Problem is, if I put this one... let's see. You know what? We're doing it for the content. We're gonna risk it. Put it number 4. Put it number 4, meaning I have the 1 and 5 spot open.
You sure do.
As a recap, I have Spider-Man at number 2, God of War at number 3, and 30th anniversary at 4. I have the 1 and 5 open. Oh boy. Please don't be 2 garbage ones. Please don't be 2 garbage ones. Oh no. Go for it.
All right. Where are you going to stack the LeBron James controller?
What the heck is that? What? LeBron James PS5 controller? Is that a real thing? Oh dear God, what is that? Wait. Is it wait. Is this it?
The black with just the letters and stuff
Yeah.
on it? Yeah.
To be honest, I've seen worse. But this is still nowhere near the other 3, so it's got to go 5. It's got to go 5. Oh, no. I'm about to get hit with The Last of Us. No. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. Don't do it.
Oh, man.
Don't do it. What's
So
number 1?
that would mean,
What's number 1?
that would mean, John, that you're number 1.
I would have had it perfect if I put it 30th first, huh?
That your number 1 controller is the Astrobot controller.
Yes! Yes! Oh, what a call. Oh, what a call.
I was really hoping you were going to go...
You wanted me to put Astrobot last, huh?
I really wanted you to go 30th for number 1.
Yeah.
And then I was going to tell you Astrobot first and make you choose between 4 and 5. But then you said Astrobot was your favorite one, so I knew you were going to put it there anyway. So that was I need
Yeah.
to. I probably should have done better at maybe like giving you some of the other ones. But yeah, those
Yeah.
were those were a good mixture of I think of a few cool ones and a few kind of
Yeah.
ones. So
Yeah. Okay,
there
cool.
you go.
Cool. Um
I like it. I like it.
all right, so far we both had pretty good rankings. Like, yeah, I don't know I would reorder that in any way. I think that order for me was probably perfect. Um I don't think I would reorder it. All right, cool. So now I'm going to hit you with your second list. So, Jordan, I want you to rank these 5 characters. And these are characters that you play as in action adventure games.
Okay.
I want you to rank Aloy.
You are killing me. Right off the jump,
Right off rip.
you're killing me with one of my favorite ones of all time. Man, I hate it that I'm like so torn because I want to just go ahead and like make Aloy number 1 to be safe because like I wouldn't be mad at Aloy being number 1
Yeah.
depending on who's there. But like, do I want to play it safe or do I want to like risk it for the biscuit?
Right.
Um. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it. Give me number 1. Give me Aloy number 1.
Aloy number 1. All right. I want you to rank Cal Kestis.
Oh, dude, love it. I love it. Love it so much. I'm gonna pop Cal right at number 3. I
Right,
feel like
number
that's
3.
it's a good going where he goes. I love Cal Kestis.
All right.
Like I said, I was just talking about the Jedi guy. I'm ready for the third one.
I want you to rank Link.
5. It's an easy 5 for me personally.
Yep.
So.
I want you to rank Peter Parker from the Insomniac games.
4. Can't wait.
I think for some people, you see, you just made a controversial list. I'll say that much.
Did I? Did I? I love it.
Your number 2 is Atreus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's probably people who are gonna defend that, be like, you know what, Atreus is great character. I think that there will be people who is like, that's unfortunate.
I would definitely put Atreus at 4 if I were making that list.
Yeah. Interesting. So to a recap for Jordan's list: Aloy number 1, Atreus number 2, Cal Kestis number 3, Peter number 4, and Link number 5. Eesh. It's a little rough. It's a little rough.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a little rough. Yeah, I figured Atreus would be a curveball, but it's like you do play as Atreus in Ragnarok quite a bit.
You do.
So,
You do. You do. That's
yeah.
a fair call. I can't be that mad at you, I guess.
Yep. All right. And yeah, I put Link in there knowing that you don't care about Link because I wanted to get that 5 spot locked out so you couldn't like hit Atreus in the 5th spot. Not that I don't like Atreus. I like Atreus, but he's nowhere near like the level of some of these other protagonists. So
Yeah.
But all right, Jordan, hit me with your second ranking.
All right. I wanted to ask because I want to make sure this is something that it was even relevant, and I meant to ask before I made the idea of it, but I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Mario Kart person?
Kinda.
I feel like
I like
you
Mario
told me
Kart.
you were kind of hit or miss.
I enjoy Mario Kart. I've played a lot of them. I don't really get excited about Mario Kart. However, I am super duper excited for Mario Kart World. So,
Okay.
like more excited than I've ever been for any other Mario Kart. So,
Well, I was gonna have you rank non-traditional Mario Kart characters. So just the ones that like aren't just Mario, Peach, Toad. Ones.
Okay.
So I've got a list. I've got a list of some wild card ones, and
Okay.
see where they
So
stack for you.
I'm ranking them just how much I like them as a character.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Which ones you want to go with?
Jordan,
People have the
coming in
strats
here
of
with
it,
the
even though it's ones that
completely-
you've never played before.
Jordan coming in with
You
the
know what I mean?
completely odd categories here. You love to see
Hey,
it. You love to see
We
it.
do what we got to do, though. We do what we got to do. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, excuse me, a little burp there.
See, I guess
Your
here's
first
my
one.
struggle. I have to try and figure out what you would consider non-traditional.
True. It's true.
Because there's one character on here that if you consider him a non-traditional, he has to go number one for me. But I don't know if you consider it non-traditional or not. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Number 1. Where are you gonna put Inkling Boy from Splatoon?
So I'm rating them not in terms of Mario Kart, just in terms of like them as a character.
You're just ranking Mario Kart characters.
Okay.
You can rank them however you want. If you want to rank them because you like them, if you want to rank them because you're an expert in Mario Kart and you actually like playing with them, whatever you want to do, man.
I'm just gonna rank them in terms of how much I like the characters.
Okay.
I'm not really an Inkling fan. I'll put Inkling at 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel happy with that.
Cool.
Like I'd take a Goomba over. Like I know that's like crazy disrespect, but like, bro, I love Goombas. They're so innocent. And I don't know.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. All right. Next one. Baby Peach.
See, I love Peach. I think Peach has become one of my favorite Mario characters in recent times now. Baby Peach. I'm not really a fan of any of the baby characters, but I if I really put Baby Peach above Inkling, I think I am. I'll put Baby Peach at 3.
Okay. I like it.
You love to see it. Oh, brother.
All right. Next one. Where are you going to put Lemmy?
Oh, a Koopa Link?
Yep.
Which one is Lemmy? Hang on, let me...
Lemmy's
Either way, it's going 1 or 2
the
here.
multicolor hair one. I had to pull the pictures back up myself after making the list. I pulled pictures up like half hour before we got on, made the little list, and then forgot what they all looked like.
For those of you who don't know, this is Lemmy.
Yeah.
Sorry, audio viewers, but yeah, it is the one with like the multi-haired mohawk looking thing. Big ol' eyes. Look, Bowser Jr. is my favorite Nintendo character of all time. One of my favorite just characters, period. And with that, I love the Koopa Links as well. Nowhere near Bowser Jr., but I gotta put him. See, am I getting better than them? Because the problem is, do you consider Bowser Jr. a non-traditional character? That's the issue I have here. I don't know if you consider him a non-traditional character.
But do I also know you well enough to know that you like Bowser Jr. and it's probably not in the list?
I mean, we did do a character ranking like a couple months ago, and I did put Bowser Jr. on it.
You did put Bowser Jr. there. So.
I guess my thing is, who could you even say that I'd like more than Lemmy, rather than Bowser Jr.? Because I would put Link under. So I might, you know what? I'm gonna go 1. I'm gonna go 1.
For Lemmy?
I'm gonna go 1. You're like, what?
Right.
What did this guy just do? I'm going 1
It's
for
not-
Lemmy, bro. Like,
It's not what I expected, but hey,
he's a
let's do it.
Koopa Link. He's a brethren of my favorite Nintendo character. Like, I can't be mad at it. No matter what, I won't be disappointed with my 1. I'll just be a little
All
bit
right.
hurt if there's someone who I like more. But, yeah. I'm going 1.
All right. Next one. Where are you gonna put Roy?
He's in Mario Kart?
Yeah.
What? Wait, Roy. Who's this?
It's
The Fire Emblem
the
guy?
the pink Bowser looking thing. Pink sunglasses, pink shit, like pink and purple shell.
I'm tripping. Oh, another Koopa Link. Roy. This guy. Gotta love the Koopa Link so much. Oh, bro. All right, I'm glad. I like him less than Lemmy, but I still love this guy. 2.
All right. I think you will be pleased. Your number 5
Oh boy.
is Link.
That's fine. Definitely would go above. Link would definitely go 3.
Above Ink and Baby Peach.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would not have put him above the Koopa Link. I'm sorry, I'm a Koopa Link stan, bro. All right. I love him too much. Like generally, I think the only other guest Mario Kart character that you could have put, I would put above them is like, I don't even think Goombas are playable character yet, but would just be Bowser Jr. Honestly, so not too mad at that. Definitely don't like my Link placement, but hey, that's all right. But yeah, there we go. That was fun.
Heck yeah.
That was fun. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this week's podcast. Hour 37, pretty good. We were able to condense it this time around, but thank you also for tuning in. Before you go, we have one last thing we want to say. Me and Jordan, we've been working on something. We have this project we are working on. It is still early in the conceptual phase and early in the trying to sort out the details, so we're not ready to officially announce what it is. But just know, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, if you guys enjoy my content, if you guys enjoy Jordan, then you will want to stick around for this project, for its official announcement. You will want to put some attention on it because we're excited about it. The content possibilities are endless with this project. And there's going to be a lot more to do with a lot more people to do. So there is your teaser. Do you want to say anything about it, Jordan?
Stick around. I think we're about to have some fun. So
yeah, stick around. And trust me, this isn't just starting a new series or starting a new format of the podcast. No, this is a big one. This is a big one that is let's just say it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. So hopefully you guys will stick around for that. But thank you all much for tuning in, and we will see you in the coming weeks, probably next week. We'll try to do this weekly. And so, yeah, appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.